Hey, good morning. So we're up here, up in Midlands again today at Alton Towers. So we're in for a fun-filled adventure day. Hit the subscribe button, the bell icon to be notified when we post all our new videos. We have parked up at the Alton Towers Hotel today. The reason for that, I drive an electric vehicle and I'd heard that there were a couple of plug sockets to plug your car into. Just little standard indoor 3-pin plug sockets. Doesn't seem like that's the case. I found two, but they were both blocked. There's no other electric vehicle charging point on site. The closest one is a few miles down the road. So if you do drive an electric vehicle, something to bear in mind. We're here today, it's about 11 o'clock at the moment, so we're a little bit later than we would have liked to get here, but traffic is what it is. We're gonna spend probably about 5 hours here. The park is open from 10 AM till 4 PM today, and we're getting into the closed season at this point, so the hours are getting shorter and shorter. Looking at the ride times at the moment, when I had a look a second ago, the Smiler queue was closed due to capacity, and everything else kind of was about 60 minutes long. This is the Splash Landings Hotel behind us. What I'll do, actually put a little bit of footage in from the interior of the hotel at the moment, the Alton Towers Hotel, so you can just see that. So that looks pretty cool, right? Really hope I can stay there one day. At the moment we're just going under the monorail track. So the monorail takes you from the main car park right up to the entrance gate. It's fairly quick, it's fairly fast, but we'll see what the queue's like and whether we walk it or not, basically. Quick update, it looks like the monorail's actually closed. I was just speaking to one of the team members and they've closed it because you can't socially distance on it. They haven't set it up with dividers or barriers or anything like that. Even though I parked over there at the hotel, I've got to go in the main pedestrian entrance, so I'm just walking up at the moment. If you are in any of the hotels, you can go in a separate hotel entrance that puts you out next to Galactica, which is pretty cool. It's a good feature. So we're getting into the season of events here at all of the theme parks, be it in the UK or abroad really, with Halloween and things like that. We're setting up here for Oktoberfest here at Alton Towers. So if we give you a view of where the lagoon area is, this opens tomorrow. So unfortunately we're up here a day early. We've got barrels so everybody can eat and drink. They've got a stage set up down the back there that looks like it's going to have music playing. And then they've got a whole bunch of huts around the side so you can get food. And lots of beer probably as well, Oktoberfest. They've also got what's effectively Fright Nights, Horror Nights, things like that. Scarefest they call it here. And that starts in a few weeks time as well. The Oktoberfest just goes for a couple of weeks. So as I said before, all of the queues are really long. We're going to jump in the queue for the Smiler. It's posted a 60-minute wait at the moment. Hopefully we can get through it quickly. We've got CBeebies Land just here to our right. And again we got Spinner Whizball, or Whizball Spinner, I can never remember what this is called. The Wild Mouse coaster just behind these trees. So they've closed off the queue of the Smiler for the time being, which is a shame. But Jumping in the queue for Enterprise now, and this is a flat spinner ride that lifts up, and then you're on a wheel going upside down, so pretty fun. Try and get some on-ride footage, but it's got to be a little bit difficult, I think. Upside down. Okay, so we've just got off the Smiler. This is what you can see behind me. 14 inversions, fantastic. It's posted at a 60-minute wait, but we only waited probably about 45 minutes, so it wasn't too bad overall. I'll put in some ride footage that I managed to capture. It's 12:40 now. We went to go and get some lunch, but it was queuing right out the door. So what we're going to do is go on Hex, the Legend of the Towers. And this is a indoor kind of weird simulation ride. So Hex is posted at a 20-minute wait at the moment. It's queuing right out into the courtyard here. So might be a bit longer than 20 minutes. Let's see. Hex is actually based on a local legend here in Alton, and it's based on the chained oak tree. So the idea being that a curse was placed on the people here, and every time a branch fell from the tree there'd be a death in the family. Pretty cool that they've interpreted the legend to match the ride. They've changed it up a little bit, but I'll put a link in the description to the story so you can have a read up of yourself. It's really quite interesting. It's got all the screens up to give you a bit of a pre-show on what's going on. We're actually in the restored tower ruins at the moment. There's no markers in here, but they are letting just a handful of people. Oh, we're coming up to markers now. They weren't back there. They're letting in, they're pulsing people in. So we've just come off Hex, and it's a really cool dark ride. I didn't really appreciate that previously. When I came way back when, I think the first time I came here was like 10 years ago, but I'd never been on that. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't really appreciate it. But having gone to Disney and Universal and seeing the dark rides that they've got, the immersion that they have there, we don't have a lot like that here in England. The majority of it, Thorpe Park, Alton Towers, is roller coasters, and some people just aren't really into that. So to have a ride like Hex is really cool. and for it to be based on like a local legend with the chained oak tree and the curse from the beggar. Like I said, there is a link down in the description for that. Read up on it, it's really cool. The ride system makes it feel like you're going upside down, but I don't think there's any actual inversions in it. The height requirements are quite low anyway, so I don't think there is anything too serious, and it's just a very flimsy lap bar as well. So check it out if you're here. This is a really cool ride, like not to be missed really. The procedures that they've got for the pre-show as well, everybody's got a marker and they're actively making sure that people are on the markers as well, as opposed to just letting people go in and have a marker there. The lady that was controlling my group placed people on the markers and made sure they stayed there, so that's really good. In all the queue lines they've got arrows as well and markers, so you are separating. Majority of the people are following it, but there are a few times when people will come up, you know, this far from you, and you're a little bit like that nowadays. Social distancing. Let's head over to 13 in the gloomy woods. You've got 13 and Rita, Queen of Speed, over there. I don't know if it's called Queen of Speed anymore, but it's definitely called Rita. The ride times before have been 60 minutes plus, so fingers crossed we can get on them. One of the new things that they've recently launched here is the Alton Towers dungeon. Now, if you've already got a ticket, it is an upcharge. It's $7.50 per person. If you've got an annual pass, it's $2.50. And if you've got a season pass to Alton Towers, again it's $7.50. You do get a digital download photo of that, but it's a 45-minute journey. It's a guided tour, very much like the dungeons all throughout the UK. Our next ride was going to be 13, but the queue is 70 minutes at the moment. Rita is 30, so let's jump in line for that. So the idea of Rita is a launch roller coaster in a figure of 8 system. Does 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. So it's pretty much like Stealth at Thorpe Park, but you've actually got a little bit of a roller coaster after it as well. So it's a bit better. You don't just go up and over. Queue times are all over the place today. Rita was 15 minutes. We went a lot longer than that. It's now 60 minutes. 13, which was 60 minutes, is now 15 minutes. So we're gonna jump in the queue for 13, having just come off Rita. Fantastic, but I hate the launch. Makes you feel queasy every time. Alright, so it's nearly 3 o'clock. We've just done Rita and 13. Put a little bit of ride footage in a 13 now. Very cool ride. So we're gonna head over. Previously I said that was like the gloomy wood, and I misspoke. It's actually the dark forest that 13 and Rita are in. We're gonna head up now and try and go on either Galactica Nemesis or Wicker Man. I'm going to check the queue times. A second ago there were 60 minutes for Wicker Man, 45 for Galactica, and 20 for Nemesis. I'd prefer to go on Wicker Man because I've only been on that once before. Let's see where we end up. We've ended up at Galactica. So Wicker Man was 60-minute wait, still is 60-minute wait. Galactica's 45. So we're gonna head on Galactica now. Hopefully it won't take 45 minutes. Just over here, we've got a restaurant called the Roller Coaster Restaurant. And what it is, basically, you order and all your food comes down on tracks. And like a roller coaster, as it says. But this is what we're gonna go on now. We're gonna go on Galactica here. And as you can see, you are hanging, facing the ground or facing the sky, however it turns. But I won't be able to get any ride footage on this due to the nature of the ride. The harnesses completely block your chest, so can't do that. Let's hop on Galactica now. One of the silver linings to today is I've just checked the opening times, and it turns out they've changed them. So it's actually 10 AM till 5 PM today. So there may be hope yet for us to get on Wicker Man today. One of the cool things about Alton Towers is there's a lot of areas that you can just walk around in. There's a lot of grounds to cover, a lot of historical areas. And I actually came up and explored the grounds and the gardens, and I'll put a link up in the top corner for that so you guys can check it out and have a look. And what it means with the gardens and the grounds that you've got to explore, you actually have sort of an older demographic here in some instances, because you do get people that just come to take a walk, a leisurely stroll, and it's a good way to get your step count in. So I've done a lot of steps today going back and forth across the park. So even though the park now closes at 5 as opposed to what I thought at 4 o'clock, I'm going to tap out there. It's now about quarter past 4. Went on Galactica and that did me over completely. It makes you very queasy with the whole, you know, going upside down over all sorts. So it's not great. I did manage to get some food though. The queues have been insane all day for food. But I got a mixed doner kebab in Mutiny Bay, and that was $7.50. There's no pass holder discount available on it because it's a third party operated shop, so we couldn't do that. But hey, it is what it is. It wasn't too bad, he just didn't wrap it very well, so it fell apart. But we've had a really good day. We've got a whole bunch of rides. This is what it's going to be like for a little while. Social distancing, face masks on rides, but outside of the holidays it seems that it's not as bad. So if you've enjoyed watching along, hit the thumbs up, it really helps me out. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post a new video. See you on the other side. Thanks.